for Marlene's Flower Farm. I'm in zone 5A/B in Northwest Chicago, Illinois. This is gonna be my first year as a flower farmer. I have a little tiny micro flower farm in my backyard I'm gonna be growing lots of flowers on. When I say we, I mean me and my little kids because we need to get off of screens. That's one of the big reasons why we're doing this. And I just want to teach them how to work outside and be outside because it's so easy to be on screens like us right now. Anyway, but we're learning. That's what counts. I wanted to document all the seeds that I'm going to be sowing this year. I don't know that I will be growing them successfully, but I do have the sun and rain and wind and the soil to help me out. I just wanted to document this so that I can remember for the next season and to follow up and see how good of a crop I get from these seeds. I did order from a few different companies. I've been studying and following people's flower farming journey since last March 2022. I've just been following along and I've arrived at these flowers, but I had a really hard time narrowing down what I was going to plant, so I probably brought way more and I can laugh at myself later, so it'll be fun. The latest seed order that I just got is from Johnny's, and a lot of these are just annuals. Some are a little bit cool hardy, but these are mostly snapdragons, a couple of fillers, and some zinnias. I've heard really good things from Johnny's. I like that they have a lot of information on the packet, so I don't have to reference my notes as much compared to some other seed packets that just have a picture or not as much information. But what I really liked was that they had germination rates, which is gonna help me know if I should be planting more of something just to start. I am planning on starting with all the seeds that I sow about 20% more than the crop I want to transplant because things fail. So I just want to have enough, and then if I have extra I can share with friends or sell them as seedlings for other people to enjoy. So we'll go ahead and get started with these fillers really quick from Johnny's. I got Mountain Mint. This says that it's a perennial in my zone 5. So I'll probably put that in my landscape. This is Burnt Lemon. I've heard that this is a really good filler, and it's 60 days to crop, so I'm hoping that'll be quick for spring anyway, or late spring. Green Gold Blue Floron, Velvet Curtains Amaranth, that'll be more towards the fall. Some Selway White Celosia. I really wanted to buy all the different celosias. I did collect some seed from a farmer's market bouquet that I got last summer, and that was kind of like a red plume, so we'll see if that works. If not, the Selway White I think is neutral enough with the rest of the color palette that I've chosen to grow. I did choose Ageratum. At first I didn't want to grow this filler, it just looked really wimpy, but then I bought a market bouquet last year and I really liked pops of like blue and violet and bouquets. It was a really nice complementary contrast to yellow blooms and next to like deep burgundy ones too. I have Fever Few. I got the Magic Single. I had this in my cart since late last summer and it was fine, but this January that I just purchased it a few days ago, this was like the only one available. So I'm still trying to figure out when you buy seeds, but I think for this next year after growing things, I'll probably be putting in my annual seed order, maybe September. That's when I found that a lot of these companies had seed available. I've used it on my own and it just brings a lot of cheer and like sunny little faces to bouquets, so that should mix in well. I did have some Status. And again, this was another thing that sold out or was back ordered for really large quantities, and I didn't want that. I just got 100 seed packs of these. I do want to have dried flowers. I dried some flowers this last summer and they're keeping me alive in this great weather. But the ones that I chose were Forever Happy Status. I think this one is like a pastel-y, apricot-y, touches of apricot, but it has a variety of colors, like lilac for what I can remember, and I'll use that as a bridge for different bouquets. And then the other one was Secret Blue. And then I came across straw flower. I had never touched one before until last summer. The texture is like papery, crunchy, but it's so weird because it's a fresh flower. But you can use those for drying and they keep their color really well. So I'm excited to try these. I chose Silvery Rose and a Creamy White. I'm thinking that's kind of neutral enough to mix in with things. I did get violas. They're kind of what got me into gardening for cut flowers. Violas and pansies are not very tall. I am putting out a really low caterpillar tunnel or low cat tunnel to see if that'll help them reach higher for not the stars, the sun. So hopefully that'll give me longer stems. I was able to put them in little jar posies this last summer and spring, and they lasted a long time in the vase for me. And I don't know, the colors, they were just like cheery and happy, so I'd like that on my dining table. Viola brush strokes, Viola Frizzle Sizzle Mini Tapestry, and Frizzle Sizzle Yellow Blue Swirl. These look really good in planters too, so I think we'll probably put that out in front of our house. For filler that I saw just added a lot of air and bulk, and has an excellent germination rate of 99%, is Rudbeckia triloba, and that is a tender perennial in my zones 3 through 9. So hoping that'll give me lots of pretty yellow blooms. I feel like the yellow makes everything happy, so that's what I'm going for in my bouquets. As for zinnias, I am growing Giant Carmine Rose. This one was a little bit hard to get a hold of. It was selling out places. Benary's Giant Orange. I'm choosing not to grow the yellow, even though that was on my grow list. I'm just growing this for fall. And from what I've seen, they're pretty big, like 3 to 4 inches big, and so that's what I want. I'm thinking of fall for Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. Benary's Giant Lime and Giant Wine. Giant Wine was selling out everywhere, so I'm really glad I was able to get this. And then Giant Salmon. This one is a 100 seed pack. I know that I'm gonna be focusing on pinks, corals, and the giant coral. So most of these packets are just like the minimum. I believe like 50 count is a lot of what Johnny sells as the minimum ones. So the only one that I got a ton of, or 100 seeds of, was the Salmon Rose. Queenie Lime series. That one has really cool petals. It's cool because it's not a straight color, so it should be good for bridging colors in bouquets and bringing more dimension. Seeing how the colors change on flowers as they age. So for that I chose Queenie Red Lime. This one's like a classic. I felt like all the flower farmers growing. And I will say that I put a lot of work into figuring out what varieties and what flowers to grow. And it took a lot of work. So these are kind of like tried and trusted varieties and colors that I've seen other people grow too, that they just keep growing season after season. But I'm gonna see if it works for me. Anyway, continuing with the Queenie series, Queenie Lime Orange. That one was really pretty. Queenie Lime with Blush. And that one should go well with all the others. And then I did have the Oklahoma Salmon. I read that this one wasn't as great or powdery mildew resistant. I did grow some squash last summer, and I did have some powdery mildew. I tried spraying some milk, diluted with water. I don't think it really did anything, so we're gonna be really careful about spacing these so that there's plenty of air. Snapdragons are a little bit cool hardy, so you can count on them to give you lots of stems. I've from what I've learned is that they give you multiple flushes, and you pinch them to give you all those stems. In researching what varieties I should grow, a lot of people said, like more experienced farmers, they said stop buying mixes and just buy the colors, and that was really hard to do because I want to grow all the colors, but I don't have all that much space. But I do see the value in choosing colors, especially with these packets. Even if they're in the same series, I think I'll get a feel for this series. I think I'm only going to be able to have like eight plants of each of these, so hopefully they last me for the next season. Anyway, I'll start with Costa Apricot. This is in the F1 group. So apricots, or not apricots, snapdragons are in different groups. There's like an early season one, early summer, and then there's a main season, which is like group 3 to 4, that'll last you from summer to fall. So that's what I'm looking for, something that I can rely on. So this can be either like a focal flower in a straight bunch, or my spikes in some bouquets. So I chose for my early ones Costa Apricot F1 and Costa Silver F1. So those are F1. They should be a little bit earlier. I did choose one Madame Butterfly. I didn't want to get the mix, so I just got Ivory just to get a feel for it. I rather have more of one color, especially I visited some florists, and if selling to florists is the route that I'm able to go later on, I want to have enough of that one quantity, one kind of flower, so that they can do something with it. I think it'll work better than having a mix. But we'll see, I might be wrong. The Potomac series, I've been following Sunshine and Flora, who grows in a similar zone as mine in Iowa, and she said that this series worked really well for her. So in following her journey over the past year, our weather has been really similar, so I'm hoping that the series works for me too. So this is a Potomac Early Sunrise mix. This was the only mix that I got for Snapdragons. And then the other one is Potomac Red, Cherry Rose, Potomac Cherry Rose, Potomac Lavender, Potomac Yellow, Potomac Ivory. And for the Day of the Dead, or my goal is to have some flowers for that, even if it's for my own. I want to teach my kids how to make an altar with our family members on it. I got some marigolds, White Swan, and Giant Orange. The White Swan was a little bit more expensive, but I've collected seeds from marigolds before, so I'm hoping that I'm able to harvest some from this crop. Aside from that, I think I'm gonna plant these in my raised beds, because marigolds can help with beneficial insects and trying to protect my crops too. Anyway, so that's it for my Johnny's order. I did find this other company. This was my first seed order. I haven't really heard a lot of people growing them, but it's Select Seeds. They had a sale. I'll put it down here on the screen because I don't remember the seed packet sale. I think I got everything for like $2 or a little bit less for each packet. In my seed box, I put these little stickers just so that I know that these are perennials. So these will be the ones that I sow earlier. They take a little bit more time to get established. I'm hoping that I can put these in my landscape. So these will be outside of the rows where everything else is growing. So we'll start with some fillers. Some yarrow. I got the Colorado mix, and I believe in Johnny Seeds website, it's Summer Pastels. I think that's a good middle to save me some money instead of buying more seeds. I did get a sea holly. It's the blue one. It's called Blaukop, I think. It's that one. It's really cool. I had a couple of stems of that in a bouquet that I received, and I thought it was really cool. And from what I understand is that I can dry those. I did get Lady's Mantle Robustica. That's supposed to be, I think, a tender perennial here. Larkspur Imperial Mix. This is more for experimenting for cool flowers because there's not a ton blooming in the spring. I do have some tulips, and I'll make another video going over the different varieties that I got, and some daffodils. So that's it for the bulk of my spring, and I needed some more things. I have Ami Mages, or Ami, I don't know what you like to call it. I have Ami Green Mist. I just wanted to see which one worked better. I know Floret, Wedding Florist uses this a lot, and I've seen them in these really big arrangements. It adds a lot of air. Queen Anslay's Dara. That one I'm hoping will be good for fall things. And then I did get Gomfrina, or Globe Amaranth. I got QIS Pink and Strawberry Fields. I was hoping to get the raspberry. I had that in a bouquet last year. That was really pretty, but I think for market bouquets, brighter colors will be good. And I do have Nigella. I got Love in a Mist, Miss Jekyll Blue, and Love in a Mist Delft Blue. And from these, I can let them go to seed and have them as pods, dried pods for fillers. So those kinds of flowers are gold for me, that if I don't get to them, I can use them for something else too. And from what I learned from all these other flower farmers is that they stopped growing. There's still some that do. I'm not saying everybody does, but cornflower. A lot of people said that they didn't like harvesting these. I didn't grow that many to say that they were hard to harvest. They did kind of like break a lot when they were like the first to bloom for me last spring out of a flower mix that I got. And I think the color is where the pop of color is worth it for me, because there's not a lot of other fillers that I have for this spring. So this will be easy, and if my kids run over it, it's okay. So for that, I got Blue Diadem, Jubilee Gem, and Black Gem. Another amaranth, I got Green Thumb. So I got this instead of the green tails, I think because it was on sale. I haven't designed with things falling from a vase, so I wanted something more upright. So I think this will hopefully work in that way for me. The next big flower, or I'm gonna grow half a bed of these, is Cosmos. They make good filler. They look really pretty in straight bunches to have in the bedroom. For these, I chose Cosmos Snow Puff, the Sonata White. I got 2 of these, but after growing Cosmos last year, I know I'm not gonna need this many seeds, and I was able to harvest seeds from there too. That's a fun project with the kids to do. Cosmos Xanthos, it's like a buttery, creamy color. I have Cosmos Apricot Lemonade. I heard a lot of people raving about that last summer. And also Cosmos Apricota. That was another one paired with the lemonade. I think it's like the front cover for one of the seed catalogs. I got Cosmos Rosetta. It's really blushy pinky white. It has more of a gradient. A lot of the flowers that I have are solid colors. I think that's better for market bouquets to make a statement. I have Cosmos Rose Bonbon, which is a double one, so I'm hoping I get bulk out of that one. And Cosmos Cupcake Blush. I remember reading and researching these flowers. Cosmos Blush like wasn't worth it to grow in mass because they flip-flop. Like you have to pick them at a specific point, but I wanted to try it anyway. This is going to be my year of experimenting to see what I like and what works. And Cosmos Rubensa. I did have quite a bit of like darker ones so that I can have things to mix with in the fall. And Cosmos Zinnia and Cosmos Cranberries. And for these, I'm gonna have to double check the height because I saw some other people's videos from their harvest this summer, and some of those varieties grew short for them. For straw flower, so this is the Giants mix that I was talking about, and straw flower Scarlet. So I think that'll give me enough for some dried flowers in like bolder colors so it doesn't look too washed out. I've never grown this flower before, but I love how it looks, especially like in wedding arrangements. Scabiosa. Well, I got the Fata Morgana. I saw a lot of that on Pinterest for like wedding wear, so that's why I went with more neutral color. I did get the formula mix, so that'll give me some variety to work with. I did get Salmon Queen. I know that this one was one recommended by Floret to get. I did also get the cute Gomfrina Orange. Oops. And then moving on to another focal flower, Rudbeckia. I have Rudbeckia Sahara. That one is really pretty. It has a bunch of different colors that I hope will give me variety. Cherokee Sunset and Rudbeckia Cherry Brandy. I've heard mixed things about this. Some growers saying that they're not going to grow it anymore. But I haven't tried it, so we'll see how it works here. I did have calendula come up pretty early last year, and it just kept going, but I have really short stems, I think because I didn't know how to cut it right. I think I'm not gonna rely on these to be a crop to sell as a cut flower, but these are good for beneficial insects and for protecting your plants. I know they're good with tomatoes, so I'll just put them in my garden boxes, and if I get some, I get some. I didn't like how the stems felt. They're really like sticky and they don't smell good at all. But the colors are really pretty. So I got Calendula Pacific Apricot Beauty, Calendula Neon. I wish I had gotten the Zeal Lights. I had a hard time with orange in bouquets or little arrangements that I made last year. And Ivory Princess. So not a straight up white, but something ivory. I did also see that people said they didn't grow enough like white zinnias or some white flowers. So we'll see how it goes with these just because of bug damage. But I'm gonna give it a try. I got Zinnia Polar Bear, which from this picture has like a yellowy center, and I don't think it's green. I may be wrong. And this is the rest of my zinnias. Zinnia Meteor, Zinnia Jazzy Mix for little pops of color, hopefully for the fall, and Zinnia Isabellina, which is an ivory. This was really hard to get to. Cinderella Peach, I found that it like would sell out really quick, and Cinderella Lilac I wasn't able to get, so I got 2 of the peaches, and that's from Floret. And some Zinnia Benaries Giant Mix. So this will be kind of my backup if I want a succession sow, and just to see what Mother Nature gives me. So these next seeds come from Floret. Initially, I wasn't gonna grow dahlias, but then I saw how really pretty they are and how you can grow from tubers and also cuttings and also seeds. So that sounded like really cool experiment. So I'm gonna start some from seed. They're the Beast Choice Mix from Floret. So I got 2 packets of that, and I think each is 50 seeds. So we'll see how that goes. The tubers go for between $6 and $12 each, and so that adds up really quick. Seeing some people grow their dahlias, they said just like rip out the ones that you don't like. So I think I am gonna buy maybe 4 tubers of ones that I know for sure will work with the flowers that I'm growing, instead of waiting to be surprised. And a dahlia watercolor mix from Select Seeds. This is a really long video. Box from Floret, cherry caramel or caramel and creme brulee. I wasn't gonna grow these, but the clusters look really happy and elegant. Hoping for other arrangements that aren't market. Honeywort, this one is half hardy, so I was looking for something that I could have greenery with. So Honeywort Pride of Gibraltar, the Ceranth Major. We'll see if I can grow that one. And then cress, for my researching, people said that you could never have enough filler or enough cress. So I'm gonna try 4 different varieties and see which one works better for me. But these all you can succession plant every 2 weeks. And I believe some of these, like the quickest one, days to maturity, is 50 to 60 days, which is 7 to 9 weeks. So I'm hoping I can grow that under the cat tunnel and have some filler for my tulips. I don't think that's way too early. We'll see if it works. This is all a learning process. Anyway, for that I got cress, wrinkled, crinkled, penny cress, emerald beads, and green dragon. And oh, I forgot who this person was on that also Flower Farms. He said that I believe it was green dragon or emerald beads that that was really getting really popular with florists that he was working with. So I'm hoping that's something florists here are familiar with. They probably are. I don't know anything. And I did get from Floret some celosia. I always think of like Hermione celosia. It's not even the same. Anyway, I got the Texas Plume Vintage Rose Mix. I think that one's a good middle for to complement what I have. And I did get Jewels of Opar. I saw this one and it just looked like really good for Christmas wreaths. I'm all for anything dried. Anyway, that's it for my annual seeds.